A.B. Webster, Sally Carmen Deteen, faces a heart-wrenching new ordeal in next week's episodes of Coronation Street, as her husband Kevin Webster, Michael Lavelle, confesses his fears that he might have cancer. The revelation comes at a time when A.B. is already battling intense emotional turmoil, reeling from recent traumatic events and her own unresolved grief. A.B. has been struggling to cope following the tragic murder of Mason Radcliffe, Luca Tulin, a violent incident that has brought back haunting memories of her son Seb Franklin's, Harry Visinoni, death. Seb was brutally attacked by Corey Brent, Maximus Evans, and his gang in 2021, and now Mason's death has reopened those old wounds. A.B., who attempted to save Mason's life after he was stabbed by his brothers Maddie and Logan, Seamus McGough and Harry Lowbridge, is plagued by flashbacks, unable to escape the parallels between the two tragedies. Next week, the strain on Abby becomes even more apparent when her young son, Alfie Franklin, briefly goes missing. Panicked and overwhelmed, Abby accuses Toya Battersby, Georgia Taylor, of abducting Alfie when she cannot find him in the precinct. The accusation alarms Toya, who recognizes Abby's fragile state and shares her concerns with Kevin. Toya suggests that Abby may need professional help to process the trauma she's been enduring. When Kevin broaches the subject with Abby, she insists that she is fine and doesn't need counseling, brushing off his concerns. However, her exterior composure quickly cracks when she's alone. Abby begins to relive Mason's final moments, consumed by guilt and sorrow over her inability to save him. The anguish she feels is palpable as she continues to spiral deeper into her grief and memories of Seb's death. As Abby wrestles with her inner demons, Kevin is quietly dealing with a terrifying health scare of his own. His sister, Debbie Webster, Sue Devaney, finds him at No 13 looking visibly stressed. Pressing him to open up, Debbie is shocked when Kevin confides that he has discovered a lump and is worried it might be cancer. Although Debbie urges him to share his fears with Abby, Kevin feels now is not the right time. Later, Kevin finds Abby in the memorial garden, overcome with emotion as she talks aloud to Seb's memory. Witnessing her hallucinations and heartbreak, Kevin realizes just how fragile Abby's mental state is and decides to keep his worries to himself for the moment. Struggling with his own fears, Kevin turns to Tim Metcalf, Joe Deteen, for support. Confiding in his close friend, Kevin admits he is scared about the possibility of having testicular cancer and doesn't know how to break the news to Abby. Tim, ever supportive, encourages Kevin to seek medical advice as soon as possible. But Kevin's focus remains on Abby and her well-being. When Kevin returns home later that day, he finds Abby asleep on the sofa with Alfie in her arms. In a quiet moment, he takes Alfie upstairs, hoping to give Abby some peace. However, Debbie soon arrives and lets herself into the house, inadvertently waking Abby. In her disoriented state, Abby accuses Debbie of trying to take Alfie away, further highlighting the depth of her mental health crisis. Kevin steps in to calm the situation, diffusing the tension between Abby and Debbie. But as Abby tries to justify her overreaction, Kevin can no longer keep his fears bottled up. Overwhelmed and desperate, he blurts out the truth that he has found a lump and might have testicular cancer. Abby is left stunned by Kevin's admission, her emotions a tangled mix of concern and guilt. Already in the throes of her own crisis, the news only adds to the weight of the burden she's carrying. While Kevin hopes that sharing his fears will bring them closer together, Abby's state of mind leaves her reaction unpredictable. As the week unfolds, viewers will see whether Abby can rally to support Kevin in his time of need or whether her own struggles will push them further apart. The storyline promises to delve deeply into the impact of trauma, grief, and the toll they take on relationships. Sally Carmen Deteen's portrayal of Abby has drawn praise for its raw emotion and depth, capturing the character's pain and resilience. Michael Lavelle, too, is set to deliver a compelling performance as Kevin navigates the fear of a potentially life-threatening diagnosis. The dynamic between Abby and Kevin will undoubtedly take center stage as their love and commitment are put to the ultimate test. With Abby clearly in the midst of a mental health crisis and Kevin grappling with his health scare, Coronation Street is once again tackling heavy and important issues. The show continues to highlight the struggles of coping with grief and trauma, while also shedding light on the importance of seeking support during challenging times.